Hello friends, Ben Ochart here. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know, my friends over at JC&P Aquatics, they offered to send me some products. I told them go ahead, send them over. I did warn them that I would have to be very honest in the review of the products, that I would just have to share what I found. And they sent me some lights, they sent me some rocks. So let's talk about J&C products. Some good, some bad. Let's get into it. I'm right in the middle of setting up this 210-gallon aquarium, and the rocks that were sent over to me by JC&P, you can see them here. They're perfect for this. I love the look of these rocks. I think they're called Cerro rocks, and they have some striping in the body of the rocks. You can see it there. I'm sure there's a technical name for that. And they match my substrate, which is made up primarily of black and white aragonite. They match it perfectly. So I love these rocks, and I'm really glad that JC&P sent these over to me. There is a link in the description for everything I'm going to be talking about today. The other product that was sent to me by JC&P were the lights, and these are the lights here. And as you can see, they are a very thin profile light with a full spectrum. Don't want to blind you, but you've got a full spectrum of lights and a very simple pattern on the top. And they are hardwired, which is something I always like with my lights. I like my lights to be hardwired. See that there? It's not a jack that's plugged in. It's actually wired in there. So the likelihood of getting a lot of moisture in there and ruining it, like happened to me one time with a light that had a jack, and it just didn't work. Now I had these lights laying flat on my aquarium, but I elevated them with one of the wire brackets because they were feeling really hot, and I thought it was because they were laying flat on the glass, maybe they were not dissipating heat. So I went ahead and elevated them, and they're still very, very hot to the touch. They seemed hotter than what is normal or what you should expect for lighting of this kind. Naturally, this concerned me because anyone who knows anything about electronics knows that heat is not necessarily a friend of circuitry. It will definitely shorten the life cycle, you know, of the lights, and probably end up with them not lasting as long as they could. So I decided to run a little test, and you can see here. I went ahead and took the temperature of different lights, starting with the Hygger lights that I have on my 90-gallon, and then Beamsworks, and then the lights that were sent to me by JC&P. And as you can see from this test with a digital thermometer, just running the thermometer over the top of the body of the lights, starting again with the Hygger lights on the 90. And the Beamswork lights that are on both of the African cichlid tanks, the 255-gallon lights. ultimately ending up with the light that is on the 210 gallon provided by JC&P. See, we have a dramatic difference in temperature. Because of that, I'm a bit, just a little bit reluctant to recommend the lights, only because they do get very hot to the touch, and I'm afraid that heat is over time going to actually shorten the life of these lights. And of course, also, as they are a heat source, so here you have these two very hot strips sitting on top of your tank, running at about 20-30 degrees hotter than the temperature that you're running your tank at, and I don't think really that's really a good thing. So let me hear back from JC&P. Maybe I got one that's a little bit defective. I don't know. I've got two of them, and they both are very hot to the touch, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I'll put a link below. You can look at them a little bit more closely at their website. They do have a few other products. They seem to be a quality outfit. They're in very good communication with me. So let's go ahead and pursue this further in follow-up videos, and we'll see where we go with it. But I've got to be honest with you. Right now, I would probably go with the Haiger or the Beamswork, only because they're just noticeably, remarkably much more cooler to the touch. And I don't want to feel like I'm getting burned when I touch the lights on my aquarium. Okay, so that's the review. Love the rocks, not so much on the lights, but we'll see if we can get something corrected. I'll get some communication from JC&P, but that's my honest take on those lights. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. Hope to see you on Saturday at Cichlids Coffee. We can talk about this and a lot more. And follow on Instagram, ben.o.cichlid for behind the scenes. And come on over to ben.o''cichlid, the Facebook group, and a lot of good folks there with all kinds of fish, from community to planted to shrimp to cichlids to saltwater, you name it, we've got it there at Ben O' Cichlid. All right, thank you so much. See you next time.